Hello, everybody. I'm so glad that you decided to join us. Today's session is all about the art of the portrait. It's our 27th annual event. It's the largest event that the Portrait Society does, and it's 4 days of connecting with other artists, being inspired by just being immersed in 4 days of sharing art and then also building a community. So, what we wanted to do was present a time that we could just set aside and talk with people that were thinking about coming either this year or at a future event and just share with you what we do there during that time and what it's like to come to the annual conference. So, want to make sure if everybody can hear me okay and can see my screen. So I think I'm seeing nods, so that's good. And I'll just get started. Oh, got a thumbs up too. So fantastic. Also, one of our faculty artists is going to join us, and she'll share a little bit about what she's going to be doing at the conference. So I'll just get started. The very first thing that people probably ask is where and when is the conference? And so the when is it's May 8th through the 11th, so next month, and it is 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. And then the second thing is where is it? And so we hosted at the Hyatt Regency Reston, which is a hotel that's located in the Reston Town Center. It's really great for our attendees because right outside the door is 25 restaurants, 30 shops, and so it's really kind of a nice neighborhood. It's sort of a live and work neighborhood, and the hotel is at the front of it. It is about 7 miles from Dulles International. So if you're flying in, you'll want to fly into Dulles International because it's very close and there's an access road right to the Hyatt. So it only takes about 10 minutes to get there. It's really convenient. If you're driving in, the hotel does have parking. We do have a discounted rate of $10 a day, and the parking's right there attached to the hotel too. So convenient location and really nice facility. As you can see in this picture, this conservatory is downstairs. And if you just go to the top of those stairs, you'll see that that is the grand ballroom floor, and that's where all our meetings are. So, that hotel is a really good match for our group. We take over the whole hotel, so every person that you run into is going to be attending the conference. We fill the whole hotel. So the other thing that people might ask is who is teaching? And you can find this on our website. We have 29 artists that are teaching this year, and it's an array of watercolor, drawing, sculpture, oil, and then also a real wide variety of demonstrations. We've got someone doing a child's portrait on Saturday afternoon. We've got another group that's going to be doing a painting in an environment. And then also Michelle Dunaway, who's going to be joining us. She is going to be bringing a portrait that she's working on and talking about how you do the finishing touches. That's the first time we've been able to do that. And so I'm excited about that also. And then this is just, I thought I would share with you some of the artwork that is by the faculty. And you can see it's a really wide variety of oils, subject matter. Mary White's watercolor is down here. And then this is Dan Thompson's skull and anatomy. Kwang Ho of his son, an oil. Louise Weir is sculpture. And so real wide variety. And then I wanted to give you just, I want to go pretty quickly through these slides because I want to be able to answer any questions that you have too. But I want you to get a real feel for who's, what each day is like. And so we'll just start on Thursday. Everything starts at 4 o'clock on Thursday. And name badge pickup is starts at 4. The exhibit hall opens at 4, and we have a great showcase of art materials and services and educational opportunities. And so, brushes, paints, watercolor, panels, uh, and so just really, you can just go shopping in there and just get your supplies for the whole year. And they do offer discounted prices, so that's really nice. We've been doing, like I said, we've been doing this for 27 years, or this will be our 27th. And the art material room is very, very popular. So, and then the other thing that opens at 4:30 is the Grand Ballroom. And inside the Grand Ballroom, there's 18 artists. They're painting or sculpting or drawing in groups of 3. And they're doing it from a live model. And it's just a 12,000 square foot ballroom. We open it up. You can see this picture in the lower right-hand corner here. That is a station with the model and then the 3 artists surrounding them. And you can either sit down and watch 3 artists paint, sculpt, draw, or you can go around the room. We leave room behind the chairs, and you can, float from groups of 3 to other groups of 3. It's fun and exciting, and it's a great atmosphere. Everybody's coming together and seeing each other, meeting new people, seeing old friends. It's really a great atmosphere. That goes on till 7:30, and then we have some evening demos from what we call the next generation. They're young people that are either actively studying now in Atelier or just graduated. And just wonderful, talented young people. And they'll be demonstrating in some of the rooms on that second floor that I showed you in the other picture. And that's 7:30 to 10. Now, all of this is optional. We know they're long days. So the first day is 4 to 10. And so going in and out of the programs is optional. I think most people try to pace themselves because it is a long 4 days. And so let me just go over Friday very quickly, just to give you another idea about what's being offered. So the art material exhibit hall is open 10 to 4:30, and then the programming is 8:45 to 10 p.m. And you can see the full schedule. In fact, after this call, we'll email everybody the full schedule so that you'll have it right there in your email. But, on Friday, Michelle Dunaway starts the day off for us with the demonstration that I mentioned she's going to bring a portrait that's partially finished along with her model and show the finishing touches. And so I'm real excited about that. And so I'm going to watch for her to get on. Let's see. I don't want to miss her. Hopefully she'll unmute when she gets on, then we'll know she's here, and we'll ask her a little bit about what she's going to be doing. And then, of course, while I'm talking, if you would like to ask me a question, you could unmute and ask me, or you can type it in the meeting chat. It's totally up to you. So, and then at the end, I'll leave another. Oh, that's great. So Michelle's on. I love it. Michelle, I'm going to ask you to unmute. There you go.
Thank you. I've never joined from
Oh,
my cell phone from my car, but I believe so
oh,
much
thank
in
you so
Portrait
much for
Society.
joining us. I'm going
My pleasure.
to interrupt my presentation and just go right over to you, Michelle, because I was telling the attendees on the call that you're going to do something that we've always wanted to do but never had the opportunity to do, which you're going to be bringing uh, painting on site. And so let me see if I can stop this share and then highlight you. I think I can do it. Pin. Okay. All right. So now
Hi.
I've highlighted
Good to
you.
see you.
So this is Michelle Dunaway, and she's
Hi,
been
everyone.
um, an artist for many years and mentors and teaches as well as creating her own work. But she's doing a really interesting program, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about it, and then we'll let you go so you don't have to stay on for all of the details. So thanks
Well,
for joining.
just excited to be here. I believe so much in Portrait Society. It's the best event of the whole year. Many artists agree, and I wanted to join in, even though I just came from an appointment and I'm in my car. But I
Thank
can see
you.
some of your faces, no problem. It's just I wanted to answer any questions that I could because I've gone there, for years as a student before I was in faculty, and have been in faculty, I guess, since 2011 now. And I am really excited about this demo that I'm going to share with you. And Christine and I have been planning for a couple years on Friday because I've done many demos where we do the typical just all prima portrait, which is what you can get done in 2.5 hours, starting with a blank canvas. And this is going to be something different. It's what I've been teaching in my online Zoom classes, which is kind of, more like how do you finish off a gallery painting or, a painting, like what you see in the finalist room, something that you spent weeks on. And so I'm going to be finishing a painting that I've already started and bring it in progress, but going to show how to bring out the finishing features of the face, how to get the most important aspect of the portrait, which is the emotive content, not just the likeness of the person, but the essence of the person, and talk a lot about that because I know that's something that's so important to all of us as portrait artists.
Yeah, that's really true. And, we do a lot of starts at the conference. And so we haven't ever been able to, because it takes a lot of preparatory work on your part. We
It does.
haven't ever been able to do the finished part because now you have to bring your model and your painting. And so thank you so much for doing that. And before we let you go, I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions for Michelle. She's been coming for a long time, and so she could answer an artist to an artist question. And, she's available to do that. If you want to just unmute and ask her a question, we're fine with that. And, you know, if not, we can let her go. But I just wanted to see if there was anybody that maybe had a question for her. So I know it's a big group, but we're okay with you just unmuting and asking us. So,
And
all
hopefully
right.
everyone here is
A shy
coming. But if
group.
you're on the
Yeah.
fence, come. you know.
Yes, yes. So, all right. Well, Michelle, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And I will, we did get a question from Joseph. They wanted to know if Michelle's session would be recorded and available to purchase if you can't attend. And it will be recorded and available to purchase. So that's a really good question. We're recording everything that's on the main stage. And if you can't attend in person, we're also doing a virtual option, and you'll see everything that's going on in the main stage. So it's a really good deal, a reasonable deal, I think, for all the content that you get. So you can find that on our website too. So
Yeah, it's
that's a
really
great
nice that
question.
people can attend virtually if they can't in person. And also, Christina Havens does a great job on Instagram doing Instagram
She
lives. So
does,
you can
keeping
join in and kind
everybody,
of see.
yeah, play by
But I,
play.
yeah, she's fantastic. But and Caleb Goggins as well. Um, but I really want to encourage if any of you are on the fence and thinking, well, I can just watch online. That's a great option if you can't attend, but there's nothing compared to attending in person. It really
Yeah.
is. I've encouraged students of mine to come. A lot of them are coming this year, and when they come for the first time, they say it's just changed my life
Yeah,
because
we hear that a lot, that it is
yeah,
life
it
changing.
really
And
is.
you wouldn't think like 4 days could be like that, but it is because you're with people that just can relate to struggles or successes that you've had. And it's encouraging and inspiring. So, yeah.
Yes, and there's so much beyond the regular program. I mean, Christine and the team put together an amazing program, but what you get in person is you get to talk to all of the artists. You have one-on-one time. Most everyone is in the same hotel. There's just
Yes.
it's
You see the
saturated with art.
finalists. yeah, that seeing the finalists work and then being in that room while it's being created. I did have a question from Jonathan. He said, Michelle, how long did you work on this portrait that you're working on to bring to the conference?
Yeah, so about 2.5 weeks. I'm still working on it because I want part of it to be kind of wet, and have to figure out the logistics, how to send it. Maybe I'll send it before, like I did when I was a finalist. So, yeah, because this is something I've never done before, but I always challenge myself as a teacher to show something that I would want to see as a student and something that I've never shown before. And I will be doing the face off, so you will get to see an Alla Prima portrait as well.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
I'll do a longer one. But but yeah, and I'll talk about that. I'll show my preparatory sketches and kind of talk about how I gather information to do a longer portrait. And this will be the same process as the paintings I've had as finalists in the past years, of how you gather the reference and how you do your studies and how you develop the painting, and what to keep in mind in the finishing process of the
Oh, that's
painting, which I think is
wonderful.
most essential. Um, and if whoever's there in person, please come up, say hi during the face off, or say hi walking around. I'd love to chat with you and see your art. And I'll also be doing portfolio critiques one of the days. I
Oh,
don't remember
great.
when,
Oh,
but
that's
I
really
think on
great.
Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if anybody's on here, if you do sign up and come, just introduce yourself to Michelle and she's really generous with her time. So
And, all the teachers are. And I think that's what makes this conference so special, because everybody is just so accommodating, and you can go up to any of the teachers and say hello. Everyone's walking around the hotel. It's just, you might go not knowing anyone, but then you leave with kind of a family.
you do this
We're so
connection.
isolated as painters, right? We're in our
I
studio
know.
all the time working, and it's just so great to get together at least once a year and kind of talk shop, and talk about the process with other people who know exactly what you're going through as an
I
artist.
know. And we have people that come back that met there at the conference and now they room together and come back. And then we have a whole contingency from Australia that come over and they have monthly Zoom meetings with the people that they've met at the conference. So it is a community.
It really is. It really is. You
Yeah.
guys do something really special,
Yeah.
Kristen. So,
Well, thanks, Michelle, again. We so appreciate you joining us after you got back from your appointment.
of
And
course,
I'll
great to
see
see you
you.
guys.
Yeah, and I'll see you soon.
See you in person soon at the conference.
Okay. All
Take
right.
care. Bye bye.
All right. I'm going to switch back over to our PowerPoint, hopefully. So do you see that, Jamie, do you see back on my PowerPoint? You're the first in my screen. Okay, thumbs up. Good. All right, so on Friday, we talked to Michelle. So other people that are demonstrating is Kwang Ho, Kevin McPherson, Ali Kavanaugh, Oliver Sin, and Dan Thompson on that day. We also have these breakout classes on Friday afternoon. And so there's going to be a class on anatomy. There's a class on the value of color. And then there's a watercolor workshop and a hand workshop. So that's what's going on Friday. In the afternoon, or actually early evening, we have something called the 6x9 Mystery Art Sale. It's a really fun, fast-paced event in the Grand Ballroom. We transition it over into this room with all these big panels, and there's artwork that uh, previous faculty and winners create. They're little 6x9 gems and they sign them on the back. So the mystery part is that you don't know whose artwork you're buying until after you buy it, and then you get to see the artist's name on the other side. They're a fixed price of $275 each, and it's really a fun thing. It is a fundraiser for the Portrait Society, and we provide scholarships for artists from those funds. So this year we provided 25 tuition scholarships from the 6x9 Mystery Art Sale. So we appreciate all those artists. There's about 100 artists that each year donate a painting. It's really fun. And then lastly, for that evening, we're having a new demo for portrait artists by Rob Liberace and Shane Wolf. That's going to be a very, very popular program, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Both of them are really fantastic artists. And then let me just go over Saturday. Another full day. We go from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. Again, the art materials exhibit hall is open. We have programming from 9 to 10. We're going to start the day with an anatomy presentation by Shane Wolf. If you're not familiar with his work, look him up online. He's really a fantastic artist, and I think you'll enjoy viewing his work. Then that day we have demos by Mario Robinson, Michael Burt, Adrian Stein, and Tim Rees. Now, Adrian Stein and Tim Rees are actually painting a young person. He's 12 years old. So they're going to all talk about all the challenges of painting a child's portrait. So I'm looking forward to that too. We've done that once before, and it was very, very well received. Another anatomy presentation by Rob Liberace, Alicia Ponzio, and Louise Weir. And then a class on composition with Ruth Frighton, Jeff Larson, and Kevin McPherson. And then Saturday evening is our Gala Awards banquet, and it's where we do a presentation of we share a meal together, and then we do our presentation of our awards. And so we present the Future Generation First Place, which is a new competition that we started about 4 years ago, and it recognizes artists between 18 and 24 years old. The signature status recipients on the class of 2025, and then the Draper Grand Prize, which is a $50,000 cash award. Our Excellence in Our Art Education Awards going to James Gurney this year, and then our gold medal is going to George Carlson. So tickets for that are $85 a person, and they're limited to 2 tickets. We do have a vegan vegetarian option this year, so if you are coming and you want to come to the banquet, there is that option. So, and then just real quickly, I'll go over Sunday. So Rose Franson and Scott Burdick are demoing on Sunday from 9. It should say 9 to 12. It says 10 p.m., which is not right. That should say actually 12. And we go just a half a day on that Sunday. And so the art materials is open. Demonstration by Scott Burdick and Rose Franson. And then for those people that have signed up to go on the bus trip to the National Portrait Gallery, we leave at 1 o'clock and the buses return sometime after 6. So, and so that's our official programming. But like Michelle said, the whole experience of the conference is all that programming plus more. So we have book signings during lunch. We have portfolio critiques where faculty volunteer their time to sit and with artists that bring their portfolio either electronically or printed and talk about your work. We have a time to meet the finalists in Lake Anne. You can view that original artwork, which you can see over here to the left. This is we have a portable gallery wall that we set up and we hang all the portraits on and professionally light it. And so you have a time to view all those original artworks, which is so inspiring. And of course, networking at night in the hotel. And then we have a free drawing room that's staffed with models. So as you get that creative energy going, you do have a room that you can go to and draw yourself. So we've come to the point now where we have questions. So I am going to let me stop sharing real quick. And let me see, because I know people have put in some questions. So let me go back and look at those and answer those. And then, of course, I can answer anybody that wants to ask a question. So Jenny asked, how does it compare to the Plein Air Convention? You know, Jenny, I have never been to the Plein Air Convention, and maybe someone on here has. But I've never been, so I really don't know how it would compare. And then someone asked how much of the content offered deals with non-traditional portrait painting, more contemporary. approaches. So, we are a realism group. And so I think there is some traditional approaches in there. I would say Scott Burdick and Rose Franson are not traditional, nor is Kwang Ho or Shane Wolf. So it's probably balanced. And so that's a great question. And someone asked for my email address, which isn't any problem at all. I don't mind giving it out. It's very easy. It's Christine@portraitsociety.org. So real easy. And then someone Katie asked, what constitutes a workshop? So we do have pre-conference workshops that are before the actual scheduled conference. And those are 9 to 4 all day long with just one artist. And they're limited to 30 people per group. Those are sold out. And so, but they are workshops. And so it's just a longer time and more individual instructions. Now, we do have breakout sessions at the conference because you can imagine being together in that grand ballroom. There's about 750 artists that come. We wanted people to have the experience of seeing, really well-known artists on the big stage, but then also being able to be with them in a smaller group. So there are breakout classes where you can design your own schedule on Friday afternoon and Saturday morning, or you can stay in the grand ballroom where the demos are going on. So there's some flexibility there on your schedule. So, but I just wanted to see if there were any other questions. You can certainly ask them through the chat, or unmute yourself and you can ask them here online. So very open to just trying to give you an idea of what it feels like to come to the annual conference and what your experience would be like. Oh, this is Deborah. This is a great question. First timer. I know there's plenty to watch, but do attendees bring materials and participate in events? That is a great question. So we do have some hands-on workshops, and we'll send you that material list if you signed up for that. And but people do bring materials, and so you'll see them sketching in the big large ballroom where demos are going on. And then we have the Friday night free drawing room, so you can go in there. We do encourage people just to bring drawing materials, though, because the hotel has just replaced the carpet in the whole hotel. And so we're having to put down carpet protection wherever anybody is painting. And they've told us how expensive this carpet is, so we're going to be really, really careful. So we're just encouraging people to just bring drawing materials. But that's a great question. Also, Jamie, this is a great question. Are there additional costs for the breakout sessions? There's no additional cost for the breakout sessions. There is a cost for the pre-conference workshops are $195, and they're 9 to 4 on that Thursday. And so, if you're interested in one of those, you could get on a waiting list because, things happen in people's lives, and sometimes we do get cancellations. Will there be a recording of this meeting sent to us? Gail, we can certainly do that. I am recording it, and so that's a great idea. I'll send it to everybody that signed up for the meeting. So if you want to reference something, you can. So, and then Barbara, you said, are there still rooms available at the hotel? So right now, the hotel is sold out. Now, the cutoff for our rate is the 15th. And so there may be some availability before the 15th, before Tuesday, because, that's the cutoff date. And but we have arranged for an overflow hotel at the Sheraton, at the Reston Sheraton. And I can send everybody that information in the email with the rewatch. It's not very far away, and they are providing a shuttle service. So they'll take you back and forth. And if you don't want to wait for the shuttle and the Uber, I can't imagine it would be very much. It's like 1.5 miles away, so very close by. The virtual conference and rewatch for 90 days would be. Well, I'm not sure, Pam, I understand the question. So, oh, the virtual conference and the rewatch. Okay, together. I got you. And so that is, I think Pam's question was if you add the tuition for the virtual and then the rewatch, is there any other fees on top of that? And so no, that's it. So together. So if you want to sign up for the virtual, it is $5.95, and then there's $100 you can sign up extra, and you get unlimited rewatch for 90 days. So that's always an option. And let me share my screen back because I have. Here we go. So I did want to give you all an opportunity. If you do want to sign up for the conference, we're just offering 10% off tuition to people that join this call. And so when you sign up, you would enter this $10, the dollar sign, and then the words OFF and 2025 into the little discount code. And you'll find that at the very end of your signing up, and it will deduct that 10% off of you. So off of your what you're signing up for. So, that's a little bit of just an enticement. Donna, this is an interesting suggestion. So she's saying, I went last year and it was wonderful, but I think it would be great to have background music for the face off. It would have been wonderful to have self instrument. We have full sound in there. So, adding music would not be difficult at all to do. But I do know that people are also talking to each other. So I didn't know how interrupting that would be. But, I'm always open to suggestions because that's how we improve. Everything that you even see on the program today has come from a suggestion from an artist like Michelle doing, the finishing touches. A lot of feedback we got was, we get to see a lot of starts, but what about a finish? And so that's how we got that program. So I'm always open to new suggestions. So Tanya, did you want to ask a question? I saw you unmuted.
Oh, yes. It's my first time. I'm so excited. I found out about you guys through Jeff Hines and Drake podcast.
Oh, wonderful. I love that podcast.
Yes. And questions like, I think I'm not going to want to miss a minute of anyone learning about food. Do people eat at the hotel? What usually happens about?
Perfect question. I left that out, and so I'm so glad you asked it. So we do a couple of things. One thing, the Portrait Society keeps our tuition really, really low. If you go to another program, it's usually over $1,200 for the kind of content that we provide for you. And one of the ways we do that is we don't really feed you because the hotel charges us so much for food, but we try to provide options. So on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, there is a grab and go breakfast that we're providing, and you can charge it to your room. And they're offering yogurt, a scrambled egg bowl, pastries, and coffee. So, real easy kind of thing. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're offering a box lunch because we also have programs during lunch, and we don't want you to have to wait in line somewhere for your lunch. So you can pre-order that through the hotel. It's $20, which, sounds like a lot, but it does include your drink. It includes an apple, a sandwich or a salad, chips, and a cookie. So you might not eat it all then and save a little bit for later, but and that's very convenient. They have them all laid out, and you can charge that to your room also. And then for dinners, right outside the back door is about 25 restaurants, and they have a variety from sit down to quick. There's a bakery right out there. There's it's escaping a Potbelly sandwich place. And there's a Sweet Greens, which is the salad that you just walk through and get everything on. So, real easy grab and go out back, but then we also provided that in the hotel. Now they do have a new place called Marketplace in the hotel, and it just opened a couple months ago. So they have a Starbucks in there, and then they have snacks. But with our large group, you would be waiting online for so long. So we asked the hotel, will you do the grab and go cash breakfast, and will you do the box lunches? And they said yes for both. So, and then if you come to the banquet, that meal, is part of your ticket there. So then that would give you Thursday night and Friday night dinners, and if you didn't feel comfortable walking out back, there is a restaurant, although it's very, very safe there. There is a restaurant in the hotel called Capital Burger, and I've eaten there. It's pretty good too. So, and there is a refrigerator in your room, but I don't believe there's a microwave. So if you want to bring some snacks from home, there is a refrigerator in the room. So,
Okay. And do they allow us to stay over on Sunday a little bit for extended time? Most checkouts are usually 11 at hotels.
11, yes. And so they'll store your luggage there for you if you're not staying on Sunday night. They have at the bell stand, they'll store your luggage for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, Christine.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hi, I have a question for you since I've never been. Do you guys project like the palette? So if you're sitting like in the back, depending on the size of the room, you can see the.
Perfect. I
Okay.
know I skipped that part too. So
Okay.
I wonder if I have a picture of the main stage on here. I don't see it. We have, there are 20 feet screens on the left and the right of the main stage. And so, and the seating is general in there. So we open the doors about 15, 20 minutes before the program, but there's really not a bad seat in there because of the big screens. And then we have 3 cameras. So we try to do a model shot and the canvas shot, and then a palette shot. And so we're always working on improving that. I would love to be able to afford another overhead camera so you could see the mixing, but I haven't ever been able to put that in the budget. The AV is really expensive. So
Thank you.
now someone just did tell me that the discount code doesn't work for the virtual option. Give me a couple hours and I'll get that activated over there with the same code. And then, that processing fee, you can unclick that if you don't want to pay for the processing fee. There's just a little check mark on that question that Pam posted on here. And someone's telling us there's a great French restaurant is very near. It's really good. I don't remember the name of it. So, all right. Well, what a great discussion. You guys asked really, really good questions. There's so many details. I did leave some of those things out. Now, someone did ask, does the virtual option include the breakout sessions? And it does not, because you could imagine setting up recording studio, and each one of those breakout sessions would be so expensive. When I got into this, I've been with the Portrait Society since it was founded in February of 1998, and I had no idea about AV and setup and cost, but we've had the same company with us since the very beginning, and they've been compared to other AV companies that have quoted my show. They're reasonable, but it's still very, very expensive. It costs us about $63,000 to set up that AV in there because of the lighting and the tech table and the sound, and then they record it for us too. So, but we know that we have to have it. It's really a required thing that we'd be able to do that. So people can hear and see from anywhere in the room. So, yeah. All right, I'd be happy to answer any other questions, or if anybody's on here and they've been before and they want to say anything about the experience, I'm open to that too. So let me see if I can see everybody on here. Someone did ask, is the video available afterwards if you don't attend? And yes, it is. And so you can just purchase, just all of the videos. Is there a program available at check-in? Do you know, I'm not sure what that question means, but I did add a new program this year, and I did not talk about that. At 4 o'clock, we're going to have a room for new attendees, and it's just called a new attendee orientation. And we've got 4 people in there that have been coming for years and years. And they're just in there to introduce themselves to you. So you'll see a friendly face around at the conference, answer any questions that you may have, sort of point you, these where all the meeting rooms are, go upstairs and get your name badge. And so, and plus you might come just on your own. So you just haven't met anybody, and it'll give you opportunity to at least meet 4 people and just talk to them. It's going to be Don Whitelaw, our vice chair, is going to be in there. Carrie Bossler, our state ambassador coordinator, will be in there. And then 2 other one woman's been coming every year. Has never missed a conference. And so they'll just be friendly faces for you to introduce yourself to. Someone did post, and I think this is a great question also. I have attended, oh, this is from actually Nicole. She said, I have attended and was so happy to find a welcoming community of artists who are generous with their advice. And so that's something that I would offer you too. If you do decide to come, one thing I would encourage you to do is introduce yourself to anybody that you're standing next to or on the elevator with, because everybody that's in that hotel is going to be at our event. We take over every bit of the meeting space, so there's no other meeting going on. So if you're getting on the elevator, you're getting on the elevator with a fellow artist. Introduce yourself. I'm Christine. I'm from Florida. This is my first time here, and you'll find a very warm and welcoming community. So, yeah, someone did say, I love to know what any easily overwhelmed introverts did to cope while they attended the conference. It is a little bit of an overwhelming experience because there's so many people. But if you break it down individually, when you go downstairs to get your breakfast, the person that's in front of you, just introduce yourself. They probably are by themselves also, and you could sit downstairs and have breakfast together. And I just think probably just managing your time. If you do feel overwhelmed, don't want to take a break, it's going to be beautiful weather while we're out there. Go outside, get your lunch walk to get your lunch somewhere, sort of recharge your battery if you're an introvert, because you're going to be around a lot of people. And so I don't know, Nicole, I know you're on and you've attended, so I don't know, you might be able to offer if you want to unmute and offer anything else, advice about how to handle 4 days of just being immersed in art. And our return surveys, we get so much feedback about, people are like, I didn't know what to expect. And I came away just really inspired and energized and, with new friends. So, yeah, it's a great community.
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm outside right now.
We can.
Okay, hi, tuning in from Philadelphia. Looking forward to coming again.
So wonderful.
Yeah, I was, a little nervous going for the first time, but I just was so pleasantly surprised and comforted by how warm everybody was. So for those, now I do not consider myself to be introverted, but I will say that whoever's sitting next to you in the Grand Hall, just say hello to that person, right? Just go one person at a time. And then over the course of the sessions and the days, you'll find you've made a lot of new friends.
Oh, that's wonderful advice. And it's so very true. And, like I said, we have this group of people, they now have a monthly Zoom, and they're from all over the country, and they just met each other at the conference. So, they ask each other about framing, about commissions, about, they do like a little critique where they share their artwork. And so, I think you will find a very welcoming community. And just so you know, also is all of the other way we keep our tuition low is that all of the faculty donate their time. So they're not paid an honorarium. They come because they believe in what the Portrait Society is doing as a nonprofit. And so I do think that that creates even more of a community when you're stepping away from how you make your business to share what you know with other people. That's like a giving of your time. So I think that community starts there. You know that they're there because they want to be there and that they want to share what they know with you so that everybody's work can be elevated. And so, yeah. Oh, someone did say, how much does it cost? So let me go back to this. Let me go back to this slide just before we end for the afternoon. So tuition is $5.95 for members and $6.95 for non-members, and then we're offering the 10% off, and that's how much it would save you. So, and then there is an unlimited rewatch of all the main stage programs that we offer for $100 extra kind of fee. So, yeah. All right. Well, unless anybody else has any other thing, we'll end. Tim, I just have to call you out real quick. So Tim Bates is on, and it's his first time coming, and he's also a finalist in the International Portrait Competition. So congratulations. We're excited to see your original work, and excited to meet you too.
Thanks, Christine. No, I'm extremely excited about joining you, and I wanted to come in on the meeting today to see what the conference as a whole is going to have to offer. As a sculptor, I'm extremely excited to see how painters work. It's not an area that I'm familiar with, so to compare how my process aligns with portrait painters. So I'm extremely excited, and it's been really informative today. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. All right. Well, if anybody has any other questions, feel free to email me. It's Christine@portraitsociety.org. And I hope to see you this year. And if I don't see you this year, next year we'll be in Atlanta. I believe it's in the second week of April. And yeah. So thanks for taking your time to join us, and I'll send you this link as well as a link to the Sheraton. So,
Thank you.
all right.
Thank you.
Well, good to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And bye-bye.